Now, President Trump has a new theory about why the Democrats haven't openly supported his tax cut plan. Well, he thinks because it's just too awesome, and that they're jealous that they didn't come up with it first. This is amazing. The president tweeted out, Republican senators are working hard to pass the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country. The bill is getting better and better and better. This is a once-in-a-generation chance obstructionist Dems trying to block because they think it is too good and will not be given the credit. Yeah, that really. See, the Democrats, they didn't want to vote for my awesome bill because it was too awesome. and it's not going to benefit them. So they're super, super jealous. Really? Okay, let me give you some facts here. Most Americans actually despise this deeply unpopular bill. Why? Because nearly all the gains are going to go to the very, very rich. Yeah, poll after poll, Americans are like, the rich are already too rich, and we would like for them to pay their fair share in taxes. Now, the tax cuts for the middle class that are inside this bill, that they're trying to sell is, oh, no, this whole thing is a middle class tax cut. Well, really? Then how come the middle class tax cuts expire while the corporate tax cuts remain in perpetuity, right? They never expire. Other parts of the bill. Explodes the deficit by over $1.7 trillion. Provides no growth. Won't actually create jobs. And this is according to CEOs who say that we're not going to create jobs if we get this giant tax cut. And also will immediately trigger the pay-as-you-go law, which gives an immediate cut to Medicare of 25%. Then if you look long-term, of course, those same massive deficits that I mentioned will lead to a call to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid even more. Now, the public, they're not buying what they're selling. So that's why it's so incredibly unpopular. And that's why the Democrats, at least one of the reasons the Democrats are not backing it. Now, there is another reason, and I think it's because they haven't been consulted. Now, make no mistake, there have been corporate Democrats that have were very interested. That's a word. Very interested in supporting these tax cuts. You had Joe Donnelly, Joe Manchin, and Heidi Heitkamp that were like, "Hey, man, look, Republicans, talk to us. We'll help you cut taxes for the rich, because you know what? We've got the same donors that you. Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal." Now, you have another corporate Democrat that talked about this tax bill, and this is Tim Ryan. Now, he's openly called for cutting the corporate tax rate as well. He said, quote, "To be competitive globally, we have to reduce the corporate tax rate. We're just not competitive globally because of that. We've got the highest corporate tax rate in the world. There's no way that we can compete." Ah, really? Again, Tim Ryan's not the only one. President Obama has also floated corporate tax cuts in the past. Why? Because a lot of these corporate Democrats have bought into the narrative that corporate tax cuts will help the economy. Maybe they're buying into it, or maybe they've been bought. There's also that. They think that, no, look, we're being paid to believe that it will create jobs. No, that's not true, because we've already done that already. Republicans and some Democrats they love to lie to you and say that we've got, again, the highest rates in the world, right? But the effective rate, the effective corporate tax rate, the rate that corporations actually pay is somewhere around 12 to 14%. That's actually a lot less than a lot of other middle-class households, okay? And look, we can look to many other examples, many other corporate tax cuts that have failed to create jobs. This is nothing more than a lie to get more money for the donors, because, as I said before, that is what they are paid to do. So, look, the Democrats, yes, they are blocking it because it's so unpopular, because they're not going with because the Republicans have decided we're going to go it alone with reconciliation to get as much tax cuts and stuff as we can, and also, like I said, because they weren't consulted. That's why the Democrats are blocking this. Okay. And look, there's some other things in the bill that also a lot of Democrats don't want in there. For example, language that would undermine abortion rights and allow churches to engage in political activity. But there's nothing in here that the Democrats would consider to be just too good. Again, they do love cutting taxes for the corporate donors, but at the same time, they also have to worry about voters. Look, Trump is absolutely mental. He actually believes that, he actually believes this, right? He lives in a completely different reality. Oh, these tax cuts are just too good. No, they're going to explode the deficit. Even a corporate Democrat's like, I don't want to blow up the deficit that much. And maybe that's too much. Our banker friends on Wall Street have been saying that it's a little bit too much. Okay? I don't know. Now, there's another thing, another reason why Trump might have said this, and that's because he's projecting. I wouldn't support something if I didn't get the credit for it. Even if it's really, really good. Even if it's really, really popular, if I can't take credit for it, if I can't call it a win for me, well, then I'm not going to support it. In fact, I'm going to try to destroy it. I'm going to try to kill it. That right there is Trump 101. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.